cold March wind bit into his cheek. Thank God, he thought, last day of the week. Only 8 hours until he could go back through the gate and on his way home. And it seemed like an age till he jumped on the bus, pushing and shoving through the noise and the fuss. He got off at the market, caught sight of her face, the lass from the canteen, young Sally Grace. She said, "How you doing?" He said, "I am fine. Still on for tonight, I'll see you at 9. With a wave and a smile, she turned and was gone. He looked at his watch, time to hurry along. Well, if only they knew the things he would do that day he went off on his own. But they looked to the skies with tears in their eyes on the day Charlie never came home. Off on the road and down to the yard, to the clock on the corner where he punched in his card. On with his boots and he joined all the men, working the dock for the boat due at 10. And she came over the gate and down to the blocks. Then the lads made her fast with the shores and the chocks. On the gangway, the hoses and wires, they gave the ship life as they put out the fires. The hooter goes off and it's time for their bait, but nobody noticed young Charlie was late. He'd stayed on the ship in search of his loot. The boat was a river, there'd be leftover fruit. Well, if only they knew the things he would do that day he went off on his own. But they looked to the skies with tears in their eyes on the day Charlie never came home. He went through the hatch and down to the hold. He was fumbling around in the dark and the cold, but he never saw the broken old crate. Aye, he tripped and he swore as he fell to his fate. It was nearly 2 hours until he was found. The yard went silent, there was barely a sound. 35 foot was the height that he fell, and no one aboard had heard Charlie yell. An old fella said, "That's a hell of a drop." From the upper tween deck to the rusty tank top, his body was hauled out on the end of a crane. A life cut so short leaves a legacy of pain. Well, if only they knew the things he would do that day he went up on his own. But they looked to the skies with tears in their eyes on the day Charlie never came home. Well, a cup she was holding, it fell to the floor as the bad news was given at number 94. His ma was in tears, his dad turned his head. They couldn't believe that their Charlie was dead. Now there's no sadder sight than a girl all in black, with her friends at her shoulder, their arms round her back. The tears flowed freely and ran down the face of the lass from the canteen, young Sally Grace. Yes, if only they knew the things he might do if he hadn't gone off on his own. Those tears in their eyes would be tears of pride, and they'd smile when Charlie came home.